Get your reading notebooks. Open to the next blank page. Write "Nobody owns the sky" on the top. Add the date too. Draw a line from the top to bottom and a line from side to side like I did in purple on mine. Add the numbers 1 through 5 in each box like I did. You will write one answer in each box. This book is a biography of Bessie Coleman, a pilot back when planes were a very new invention. Bessie Coleman was the first African American to get a pilot's license. But when Bessie was a girl, women and African Americans were not allowed to fly planes in this country. Bessie overcame many obstacles to become a pilot. Brave Bessie was the name people gave to the young pilot, Bessie Coleman, back in the 1920s, when she flew a daredevil stunt flyer in air shows all over the United States. Born in 1892, the daughter of a Native American father and an African American mother, she grew up at a time when it was very difficult for any woman to become a pilot. But for a black woman, it seemed impossible. All the same, Bessie followed her dream, and in 1921, she became the first licensed black aviator in the world. This introduction tells us some background information about Bessie. The word aviator is another word for pilot. I wonder how Bessie became a pilot in spite of the obstacles in her way. Nobody owns the sky. There was a young woman who wanted to fly, but the people said, "Kiss that wish goodbye. The sky's too big and the sky's too high, and you never will fly, so you better not try." But this woman laughed and she just said, "Why? Nobody owns the sky." Up above flew the dove, and the raven too, with the redbirds red and the bluebirds blue, and the brown hawk circling far and few, and the call of the swallows that follow the dew, when the high wild geese come traveling through, with the wind on their wings, flying free, flying true. She called to them all, and she said, "Hey you, I'm coming up there too." Bessie Coleman grew up a century ago in a cabin built near where the creek waters flow. She worked picking cotton as white as the snow, and watched cottony clouds up above come and go. Bessie wished she could rise up and fly, high and low, over Texas a long time ago. The author is telling a story, but she has it written like a poem. What do you notice that makes it seem like a poem?
Make sure you're writing in box number 1.
Bessie's mother had not learned to read or to write, but her children were raised to be eager and bright. Bessie worked hard at school, and she dreamed about flight. People said she was crazy. It wouldn't be right. You're a girl, not a man, and you're not even white. But did she stop dreaming? Not quite. Write this in box number 2. Bessie was fascinated with flying and the sky. Look at the bulletin board in Bessie's classroom. What clue does the illustrator provide that helps you know this? She went off to college and wanted to stay, but it cost so much money that she couldn't pay. She moved to Chicago and worked every day at the White Sox barber shop, earning her way. White men can fly. Why can't I? She would say, but the flying schools turned her away. Bessie manicured nails while the barber cut hair, and she dreamed about flying, but didn't know where. Then one day, someone said, "Fly in France. They won't care that you're black and a woman." So Bessie went there. She was young, tough, and smart. She had courage to spare, and she took like a hawk to the air. Write this in box number 3. The author says Bessie looks like a hawk in the air. What is the author telling you about Bessie's experience learning to fly? Why do you think that? Bessie came home a pilot, so happy and proud. She could ride on the wind, glide and spin in a cloud. Parachute, loop the loop. Bessie drew a huge crowd. When she flew over airports or fields barely plowed, her courage and daring had everyone wowed. "Brave Bessie!" they shouted out loud. On the ground, Bessie lectured to crowds big and small. People gathered in church or inside the town hall. "Come and fly, boys and girls, black or white, short or tall. Come and fly, everybody. Come answer my call. The air has no barrier, boundary, or wall. The blue sky has room for us all." Write this in box number 4. The word lecture means to give a speech or to talk to people to teach them about something. Why do you think Bessie lectured to people? Bessie's life was not long, but she flew far and wide. In Chicago, she showed off a Richthofen glide. Her air shows in Boston left crowds starry eyed. But in Jacksonville, Florida, everyone cried because Bessie's plane failed and she fell and she died. Farewell to brave Bessie, they sighed. Other young men and women soon wanted to fly, and the people said, "Why don't you give it a try? The sky's still big and the sky's still high, but you're bound to get there by and by. Just remember her words till the day you die. Nobody owns the sky." Look above, see the dove, and the raven too, with the redbirds red and the bluebirds blue, and the brown hawks circling, far and few, and the call of the swallows that follow the dew, when the high wild geese come traveling through, with the wind on their wings, flying free, flying true. You can call to them all. You can say, "Hey, you, I'm coming up there too." Write this in box number 5. Why do you think the author wrote this biography of Bessie Coleman? Thank you for reading with us.